Diamonds, the standard for gemstones. It's a symbol for care and support, and as one of the world's hardest substances, it's also the hardest working. Diamonds are formed under pressure and time. As the 1960s dawned in Oklahoma, industry and business was booming. Born under a pressure to deliver a technical and skilled workforce, a new school was formed in the heart of Oklahoma City, bringing with it the Oklahoma State University model and motto to the center of the state. In 1961, OSU-OKC began its life as Oklahoma State University Technical Institute. Now, 60 years later, OSU-OKC is celebrating its diamond anniversary. In the university's planning, the founders worked closely with business and industry leaders to identify needs for technical personnel within the business community. Quality programs and flexible scheduling enabled full-time and part-time students to improve their job capabilities and work mobility at their own pace and provide the job industry with technicians for tomorrow's needs. Over the past 60 years, Oklahoma City has seen amazing growth and ever-changing needs in business and development. OSU-OKC has served continually under the pressure to meet those needs. The faculty and staff at OSU-OKC today continue to build on the legacy of this institution, creating pathways for new students to improve their lives and outcomes and shine on like diamonds as they create a better future for themselves and for Oklahoma. Join us in our year-long 60th anniversary celebration as we remember OSU-OKC's commitment to building a globally competitive workforce. Special events on campus and online will give you an opportunity to reflect with us, commemorating our legacy, our innovation, and our impact, and looking ahead at what the next 60 years will hold for OSU-OKC and those we serve. OSU-OKC, shine on.
I want to thank OSU-OKC's marketing and communications area for making that video. It's fun to see so many familiar faces and something like that. It is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Miss Robin Jones. Robin, who serves as the Executive Director of the West 10 and the Windsor District for Oklahoma City, has a long history of community engagement. She has worked in management and marketing and local and national radio for several years. Robin has worked as the Engagement Director for Salt and Light Leadership Training and OKC Leadership Group, and she has served as the Director for the Governor's Office of Faith-Based and Community Engagement. Beyond her district work, Robin is also engaged with criminal justice and child welfare issues across the state. We are pleased to have Robin with us today to give us a history of the area and OSU-OKC. Please join me in welcoming Robin Jones to the podium.
Well, whenever I heard that they were going to have this history video, I wondered how much of my information would overlap, and it's not a lot. So OSU-OKC is one of the top bright spots in the West 10 district. And the West 10 district is the largest city district in Oklahoma City. And we have Northwest 10th Street as our main corridor. And from north to south, it's 16th to Reno. And from east to west, it's I-44 to county line. So it's really big. And OSU-OKC is a big part of West 10 geographically as well as a community partner. And we are grateful that you are our neighbor. Now, this is the part that wasn't in the video, maybe because it isn't as exciting as what was right here. In 1961, OSU Stillwater decided to have a presence in Oklahoma City. This decision resulted in holding their first classes in borrowed classroom space. Does anyone know where it was? It wasn't here. They were in Oklahoma City for a year and a half before they kind of decided to come over here. They started at OCU on Northwest 23rd. And after the spring semester over there in 1962, the school moved to a renovated elementary school that is about 1900 North 10th. And my guess is most of you drive by it. It's just east of Pennsylvania on Northwest 10th. And I drive by it all the time and didn't know that that was the second home to OSU-OKC. Now, your neighbor to the east, for you, well, I guess I'm geographically challenged in the building, that way, that way.
That's south, that's north, that's west, and that's east.
What can I say? A technical institute that provides directions even to those who are not challenged, but your neighborhood at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds was originally over where Douglas High School is in Northeast Oklahoma City. And in the 1950s, the property owners of the property here and the fairgrounds traded properties, which you don't hear a lot of people doing that. They traded properties, and so the state fair moved here. And somewhere in that story is the history of how OSU-OKC became here, but I haven't been able to figure that out. It's like I need a detective license to figure out those details. But that's a part of your history. But what we do know, and this is kind of catching up with the video, is that in January of 1972, the present campus at 900 North Portland physically opened up. And so from their beginning, they had 10 centers, and you're familiar with all of them, you know, everything from the Police and Fire Training Center to the Horticultural Center to the Allied Health Building and all kinds of things in between. And it was in 2002 that Oklahoma State University, OKC, was officially named that. It had different names before that. So as of 2002, you've been OSU, OKC. So in the midst of all of the OSU and OKC's growth, Friends of Northwest 10th Street came along about 14 years ago and has evolved into what is now the West 10 District. And for those of you who have lived here, I'm looking at the crowd, I've lived here a little longer than some of you have been alive, but for those of you who have been here a long time, you can probably, if you were asked 15 years ago, would Oklahoma City ever have vibrant districts? You'd go like, there is no way. I mean, the renaissance of Oklahoma City is amazing. And even though West 10 may not be as developed or as cool as the other districts yet, we are still very committed to creating a special space, a special place in West Oklahoma City. And I'm not sure when Friends of 10th Street became West 10 District, I'm not sure exactly when we started, but it was at least 14 years ago, because tonight we're having our 14th annual auction and dinner. And, oh, thank you, whoever. Is that Dar? Dar, you came in on cue, thank you. There has been a series in News OK about the landmarks among us. And out of the first 4 articles, 3 of the landmarks among us are in West Oklahoma City. It's Overholser Dam, which is a little over 100 years old, the Castle Falls, which is at 8th and MacArthur, and St. Patrick's Catholic Church, which is down at 19th in Portland. And if you should really look up the St. Patrick's Catholic Church one, because it's really fascinating. But in West Oklahoma City, we are creating a different kind of district and a different kind of community. And we are glad that OSU-OKC is a part of that. And OSU-OKC has been a part of it since the very beginning of who we are. The West 10 District enjoys focusing on bright spots in our area. And believe it or not, there are a lot. It's like my job, besides community engagement, is like I'm on an adult scavenger hunt. And I am looking for those hidden stories, and they are everywhere. Just probably a couple months ago, I discovered there is a 25-acre world-class horse ranch right in the middle of West 10. And another bright spot, for those of you who are history buffs, is in the MacArthur Council Road area, there's 3 square miles that in the 1800s was used for convening neutral territory for the Native American tribes. And when the land run happened in 1889, that was unassigned lands and could not be developed. And I need to verify this, but I believe that Council Grove, which is this 3 square mile area, was the first federal timber reserve ever. And we do know that Jesse Chisholm, for those of you who hopefully know who he is, the Chisholm Trail is named after him. His trading post is in West 10, right by Lake Overholser. So there is just so much history. But I mentioned a special bright spot for me is OSU-OKC, and even just recently we did a story on the Center for Social Innovation, which I love that. The president referenced I'm involved with child welfare and criminal justice issues, and that really is a big part of my heart. And for West 10 to have OSU-OKC as our east anchor, kind of like the gateway to West 10, is really a privilege and an honor. And it is 60 years from the beginning of OSU-OKC, and it is good to be reminded from whence we came. We all need to be reminded of that personally and corporately. But it is even better to celebrate, and I'm glad you're going to celebrate all year, and you're going to have cake at every celebration, I hope, because that was really good cake. So I don't know who made that. But it is even better to celebrate where we are going, and we're excited at West 10 that we get to celebrate with OSU-OKC. Thank you.
Let's give Robin another hand for that awesome history on West 10 and OSU-OKC. It's an absolute pleasure to stand before you this afternoon in celebration of OSU-OKC in its 60th year. One of my first experiences with OSU-OKC, I don't know if some of you might remember a commercial in the 1990s that said OSU and OKC. Imagine all the possibilities. How many remember that commercial? It's still a lot of possibility going on right here at OSU-OKC. And as we celebrate the 60th anniversary and look forward to what is to come, I just want to remind you guys of the possibility here on the campus of OSU-OKC. My name is Donovan Woods. I serve as the Director of Development for the OSU Foundation, focusing my efforts right here on OSU-OKC. I deal directly with the alumni and supporters who want to give back to OSU-OKC in a major gifts capacity. So if you know anybody who might want to support OSU-OKC financially, through their talents, through their time, please send them my way. I can be found on the 3rd floor. This is the 2nd floor in case it can get a little bit confusing, but the OSU Foundation office is on the 3rd floor. So if you have anybody who want to support OSU-OKC monetarily, their time or their or talents, please send them my way up there on the 3rd floor. The OSU Foundation has provided a great deal of financial support to the students, faculty, and staff, and have a great deal of funds that support OSU-OKC in perpetuity. That's a big $5 college word that basically means forever. As long as there is an OSU-OKC, these funds, we call them endowed funds, they will be supporting this campus. One of the funds that we're most proud of is the President's Leadership Class, or PLC. Being a part of PLC provides, in essence, a full ride college experience to its recipients. The program started with a little more than 12 students in its genesis, and through the support and cultivation of donors through this program, we will have 95 students in this year's program. I think that's something to give a round of applause for. We also have a branch of the OSU Foundation that gains support through grants and corporations and foundations. Some of the recent highlights of this group our relationships that we've been able to develop with Pivot, Curbside Chronicle, Remerge, and one of the new ones, or not new, but a little bit one that we're getting ready to really dive into with the support is the one that Robin is a part of, the West End District. We're looking forward to really grabbing the rope and pulling, trying to do as much as we can for the community in a group effort with West End. So we look forward to what's to come from that relationship. I mentioned the Pivot, Curbside Chronicle, and Remerge, and those programs were a significant part. I think Robin mentioned the Center for Social Innovation that we were able to open on campus this past year. The Center for Social Innovation answered the question of what is next through post-secondary education for individuals who have finished community rehabilitation or diversion programs here in the Metro. We're very excited to move forward under the leadership of Dr. Newman and his strategic plan as OSU continues to come together and figure out where we will go moving forward. And as that comes together, we'll be excited to share those ideas with you. I want to introduce now one of the students from the PLC program that I mentioned earlier. I think we have her with us, Miss Stephanie Corral.
Anyway, my name is Stephanie Corral, and before I proceed, I just want to say thank you all for being here. It's really an honor having everybody accompany us and everyone that is accompanying us virtually, so thank you so much. So to begin, I would like to share a short fact about myself. It's not a long story, so I said fact. And that is that if it hadn't been for PLC, I probably would not be where I am currently. And I know people think, yeah, you're gonna work. But yes, it's just a little bit difficult to do that, especially because I know that there's a lot of people who try and maintain 2 jobs, full-time jobs, while being full-time students. And we have single moms out there. We have people who are the pillar of their homes. So I would like to talk a little bit about PLC. As you all can assume now, I am a PLC recipient. And my parents, unfortunately, were forced to discontinue their education due to economic issues. I played a small role in that, I'm sorry. But other than that, I think it was mostly economic issues and life, because life gets really difficult. But now, thanks to this program, I'm being awarded something that you just cannot express in words. I'm being given the opportunity that my parents did not have. And that is something that I cannot thank our donors enough, because this is changing people's lives. And this is giving them the opportunity to move forward, to make history in their family, to be able to offer something more than what their parents were probably given. So thanks to this, I am making my parents proud, or at least I'm trying my hardest. And I know that many of us are too, everybody here. And can I just say, you all deserve a really big round of applause, because you're all so amazing. And it's just, yes. And I know we're all here trying. And if I had not received this scholarship, when I was in high school, I was working 2 jobs while being in high school and trying to be a concurrent student. Yeah, it was very difficult. So I thought I have to work extra hard to be able to be worthy of this gift that I'm being given. So now that I'm here, I don't have to do that. I don't have to work 2 full-time jobs, because they are giving me that. People here are providing their work, their time, their effort, and their money. They're putting it on us, on the students, because they believe in us. They have faith in us, and they think that we're worthy. And thank you for that. Everybody here is worthy of that. And I think that as a PLC recipient, it's my job to prove to you that what you're doing here is changing my life, and I am worthy of that gift. And many of us are here too. Unfortunately, we can't help everybody, but we're trying. And all of our donors, I mean, look at what donor was saying, that we started with a little bit over 12 people and now we're going to be 95. That's changing 95 people's lives. This is just mind-blowing. And I know that it gets really difficult, but I'm so hopeful for our future generation too, and all the people that are going to be part of the PLC this upcoming year. And it's always such an honor to speak in representation of them. It's an honor. It's just so amazing. And it makes me even a little emotional, because how can you thank someone enough for that? I don't think that you ever can. And PLC has opened so many opportunities for me. And I have been able to meet a lot of you guys. I've met and talked to you, and we have had all these amazing experiences. I've gotten involved here on campus because of PLC. It's given me that opportunity, and it's opened that many doors for me. So I have been able to, for instance, just last week, I went to a deaf and hearing social club, and being able to talk to our people here, and people from all different backgrounds and different races, ethnicities, everything, because we are a community and we all help one another, like that community that we are, because we are a family here at OSU-OKC. And the PLC scholarship is just one of the many things that OSU-OKC has to offer for our students. So thank you all so much. And thank you for being here and for giving us that gift. And I can assure you that that has had such an impact in someone that sometimes it's difficult to just analyze and just realize what is happening to you. So we're out here trying our hardest. And like I said, for all of our students that are watching, you are worth it, okay? You are so amazing. And your voices and the work that you're doing, we see that. We do. And we are applauding you from here, just urging you to keep pushing forward. So come and make history with us, because we have faith in you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephanie, for your comments. Please join me in thanking Stephanie and Donovan and Robin for their comments today. Really appreciate it. I was asked to say a few words. I don't know that I need to after the comments that Stephanie made, but I will nevertheless indulge the moment and make a few comments. I think as OSU-OKC kicks off its 60th anniversary and we begin to reflect on the institution's history and where we've been, I think it's also very important, and we think about how that past will inform the institution's future. As you heard earlier, and I'm sure you're well aware, OSU-OKC was founded to address an unmet need for workforce educational opportunities for a growing Oklahoma City workforce. And the preparation of individuals for rewarding and exciting careers remains, at least in my opinion, the single most defining element of the university's mission 60 years later. The mission, if you look at the mission statement, it has a lot of really compelling, interesting elements, but the ones that really define it in my mind have to do with workforce education, and that clarifies to me the path that we need to be on. It's also important, as Robin was speaking, that we pay attention to the role that the Stillwater campus at the OSU system played in OSU-OKC's establishment and making sure that that original vision was fulfilled. And the more I engage our staff and our faculty and students, and community partners in conversations about OSU-OKC's future, the more I believe that the continued advancement of that workforce education mission, the opportunities available through OSU-OKC for those that are interested in workforce opportunities, as well as its linkages and collaborations with the OSU system, will best position the institution moving forward. So I am officially 6 weeks into my new role at OSU-OKC, and I am certain that my thoughts and ideas will continue to evolve over the next 6 weeks, and certainly the next 6 months. there have been a few key priorities that have emerged for me, and I thought I would share some of those with you today. I think the first priority is for us to cultivate robust strategic partnerships with leading employers and community organizations directed to addressing the region's and our area's greatest workforce needs. Second, we need to collaboratively create and advance significant career and educational pathways that allow for multiple entries and multiple exits from those pathways. To do so, it's going to be important for us to work very closely with our K-12 partners, our technology center partners, and of course, the other campuses in the OSU system. And three, of course, I'm sure this is work that is well going on now, and we need to continue to advance it. But we need to do everything we can to eliminate barriers to student success. And of course, all of this work we must undertake with a commitment to the advancement of diversity, equity, and inclusion wherever we can. I think if we're able to do these things, this will distinguish OSU-OKC from other colleges and universities. This will allow us to maximize our impacts that we are able to have on the community and the service area. And of course, most importantly of all, listening to Stephanie speak, great evidence of that. We're always looking to increase OSU-OKC's capacities to create life-changing opportunities for students from all backgrounds. So I want to thank everybody. I sincerely want to thank everyone for making some time today for this kickoff celebration. I also want to thank everybody here for your generous support of OSU-OKC and in its service to others. To our employees, I want to thank you for your tireless dedication and meritorious service to OSU-OKC students and our community partners. To our community partners, we are so very grateful for the generous support you provide to OSU-OKC and its students. And we look forward to continuing to partner with you in new and more interesting ways. And of course, to our students, you are why we are here. We are honored that you have chosen OSU-OKC to help fulfill your career and educational journeys. Please don't ever hesitate to let us know how we can serve you better. And of course, to everyone, here's looking ahead to OSU-OKC's next 60 years. May OSU-OKC and everyone in this room shine on. And as always, go Pokes. Thank you all very much.